Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we look behind the financial curtain and see if the emperor is wearing any clothes. Today we're diving into a filing from RxSight Incorporated, and let's just say there has been a bit of a shuffle at the top, and we're going to find out what that really means for the company. Before we dive in, if you love getting clear, no-nonsense insights from these complex corporate reports, hit that subscribe button. And for deeper discussions and to connect with fellow finance enthusiasts, join our Discord community. The link is in the description below. So we've got a current report here, an 8K filing from RxSight Incorporated. Now these usually signal big events, and indeed the biggest news here is a leadership change. We're talking about their Chief Financial Officer, Shelley Thunen, who is transitioning out of her role. This filing confirms that on the 23rd of December 2025, the company and Ms. Thunen came to an agreement regarding her departure. It looks like she'll be providing some services as a consultant for a while, which is pretty common when someone leaves a company in a key role. The details of this transition agreement and consulting agreement aren't fully laid out here, but they mention they were detailed in a previous filing from the 22nd of December. So this report is largely confirming what we already suspected. What is important to understand is that when a CFO leaves, especially if it is not a planned retirement, it can sometimes raise questions about the company's financial health or future strategies. However, RxSight is quick to assure everyone that this transition is not going to change their expectations for the rest of 2025. They say they are still on track with their plans and their goals. This is a pretty standard statement to try and calm any investor nerves. It's like saying everything's fine, don't worry. But the real question is everything really fine? Or is this just good PR? Now, looking at the company's stock, it is traded on the Nasdaq under the ticker symbol RXST. This tells us it is a publicly traded company, meaning its financial health and leadership changes are important to keep an eye on, especially for investors. The filing includes a lot of standard legal language about forward-looking statements. Essentially, they're saying that any predictions or statements about the future are just that predictions they're based on current expectations, but things could change. They're putting a disclaimer in there that actual results might be different. This is a crucial part of SEC filings. Companies have to warn you that their visions of the future might not always come true. They even point to their quarterly report from November for more detailed risk factors, which is where investors should really be digging if they want to understand the bigger picture of potential problems. And finally, the report is signed off by Ron Kurtz, Maryland, the Chief Executive Officer and President. This is the top boss giving his stamp of approval on this filing. Now, let's put on our investor hats and talk about what this really means. A CFO departure can be a red flag, or it can be just a normal part of business. Since this is an 8K and not a full financial report like a 10Q or 10K, we don't have the detailed financial tables to dig into here. This filing is primarily about announcing a significant event, the leadership change. RxSight is trying to manage the narrative by saying it won't impact their future outlook. But the fact that they're emphasizing this so strongly suggests they know investors will be looking for trouble. Without the numbers to back up their claim that nothing has changed financially, we have to take their reassurance with a grain of salt. What is interesting here is the timing. They mention a previous filing from the 22nd of December. And this one is the 23rd of December. This indicates that the departure was likely planned and that the company has likely already put interim measures in place or identified a successor. The consulting agreement suggests a smooth handover is intended. However, the real test will be in their next financial report. Will the numbers continue to reflect the company's stated priorities and outlook, or will there be any hints of financial strain or strategic shifts that weren't immediately obvious? The risks mentioned in their previous filings, which they direct us to, are the real meat of understanding this company's trajectory. Are they in a competitive market where a change at the CFO level could disrupt crucial financial strategies? Are they facing any significant debt obligations or cash flow challenges that a new CFO would need to address immediately? These are the questions that aren't answered by this 8K, but they are the core concerns for any investor. In conclusion, this filing is mostly an announcement of a CFO transition coupled with a company statement that everything is business as usual. RxSight Incorporated is trying to present a stable front. However, the true health and direction of the company will only become clearer when we see their upcoming financial reports and how the new financial leadership navigates the company's future. Keep an eye on those future filings for the real story. Alright, that is our quick decode of the RxSight Incorporated's 8. What is your take on leadership changes? Do you see them as a major concern or just standard corporate evolution? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of corporate finance. And don't forget to join our Discord community for engaging discussions about these filings and more. And we'll see you in the next video.